On November 24th from Fayetteville, North Carolina, the Outlaws take on the Legion of Doom in a World Tag Team title match. And Billy gets the pin and wins the title after a victory roll when you hit Animal with a chair.
Yes,
We're
we
gonna
cheated. We cheated and then we ran.
You dirty
Uh,
dogs.
and I
You're a
love the
bunch of
psychology.
outlaws.
Yeah, so for those of you,
Listening.
yeah, listening and not watching on YouTube, yeah, this is from North Kakalaki, I think I called it in the promo. But yeah, this is where we won the tag titles, and I think this was the first time we won them. We spoke briefly yesterday, Ryan, about I thought this was a different city,
Yeah.
but we worked with them again in California, and I saw that in the notes also. So I thought like maybe that's the time I'm confusing it with. But man,
LOD's there in the strobe lights, and strobe lights just make everything look cool always.
everything cool, and there's the Road Warriors, the Legion of Doom, standing in the ring, jacked and oiled and mohawks
They're
and
my first memory of wrestling. It's hearing the Black say, it's hearing the Iron Man guitar riff and seeing
oh
them run to the
yes.
ring. I a little kid going and jumping in my mom's bed on a Saturday and Sunday morning and couldn't wait to see them fellas from Chicago. Alright, here you are.
So here we come out if like I said, if you're listening, here we come out on the stage with their
Can we pump up some volume on this?
To be awarded by getting to watch us grapple with the last of the dinosaurs.
the LOD. Wasn't I clever? And like so in what world would I think with my skinny fat butt that I would be working for the road with the Road Warriors for the titles and beat them? You know what I mean? Like that's just it was just so unheard of at
I
the
love it.
time,
You
but
just talked all the smack and then Hawk comes running at you. The wave off. No, no,
yeah,
no.
yes, that's the so look, that's what I talked about earlier about the psychology of it all was like, man, imagine the Road Warriors let me stand up there for as long as they did and just talk crap about them while wearing their shoulder pads and they're in the ring. I mean, that's so it's only right that they came and attacked us. That's good psychology, right? You
I
don't get to do the bad guy doesn't get to do that. You know what I mean?
I enjoyed the facial expression of Hawk when you called him a dinosaur. He looked like his feelings were legitimately hurt right there.
He might have been. That's probably why they legitimately hurt us. And Hawk always hit with that chop punch, and man, he would catch you with that punch every time.
Alright, you're barely a tag team for 1 month here, and you're winning the tag team titles from the LOD, the Road Warriors. Like, you guys went from 0 to 100 miles per hour. Is this overwhelming at all?
Yeah, it's definitely overwhelming, but I didn't know enough to be overwhelmed. Um, I definitely it was a pivotal point that I should have seen coming, and like I said, having to retrospectively look back at this, I'm seeing, creative steps they took now that I've worked on the other side of the train tracks, you know what I mean? I've seen creative steps they took on this to build us up quick, and I think Sean's injury had something to do with that. I think we're gonna talk about that here in a minute.
So I just watched you pull a smooth move to get out of the way from Hawk and get out of the ring, only to eat
To
a
be close.
monstrous clothesline from Animal on the
Hey,
outside.
and you know what I saw? On another one of these clips, Shawn Michaels does the exact same spot. The clothesline on the outside and everything. I'm like, "Oh, yeah, that's a good one." Maybe I stole it from him. I probably did.
So now that you become tag team champions after this match concludes, does anything change for you? Like, are we talking any changes in pay, any perks, any travel differences?
So, yeah, well, of course, and look how I take a good for those who can see, I take a good vertical suplex
You
as
did a
well,
great sell after with some
straightened out the
entertainment.
legs. Oh, yeah. So anyway, yes, a lot changed. Um We ran out of there and drove away. I mentioned this that I wore the tag title through the Atlanta airport, and I wore it was set the tag title up in my car. A lot of that, but look, our flights changed. This is where we sat on the airplane changed. To talk about money changing, yeah, money was changing. And look, they've always been great about taking care of the guys that are doing it. And this, uh, I don't want it to sound braggadocious, but it might come out that way. I was one of the guys that was doing it. You know what I mean? I may have been surrounded by some other guys and not have been me myself, but my faction that I was with, and Stone Cold and The Rock, and a bevy of others, we were doing it. And so he's always taking care of the people who take care of him, who make money for him. And we were making money for him at the time, and making history too.
And that's what you're getting into it for, especially in that phase of life. I mean, you're getting into it for the money, the fame, the parties, the girls, and all of
And
the
it
other
all
things
and
that
it
come around.
it all came really fast.
There you go, hitting with the championship ring. Like, I'm so ingrained in 8 years at the office that I can't even say belt normally, and it's just
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
the
yeah.
title?
It comes out. It's got to be a championship title. Yeah, but he kicked out. He kicked out of the title shot. And you can't say shot either. He attacked him with the title. But yeah, so there's a funny story about the finish of this match that I'd like to tell.
Yeah.
So at the end, we talked about he being Joe Animal gets Billy up on his shoulders. As Hawk's climbing to the turnbuckle to hit him with that doomsday or whatever they call it, the
Yep, doomsday
clothesline.
device, yep.
Yeah. So as he's climbing, I came in with a chair and hit Joe Animal in the back. It turned him into the victory roll. Hawk jumped down, ran past him, and cracks me. And we'll see that here in a second for those of them watching on YouTube. And when we got to the back, Joe was pissed at me. He was so mad because I hit him really hard with the title, with the chair.
Yep.
And I told him, I was like, hey, man, y'all are losing the titles for, I thought you'd want it to be that hard. And he was like, well, I did, but man, it hurt really bad. So we
Here we go. Here's the moment you're talking about.
Yeah, this is exactly what I was talking about.
Boom.
Ooh,
Down.
yeah,
And here it comes.
Yeah. It was
Tomahawk. Boom.
Yeah. Yeah, beautiful. And they're out to get us. We stole one. And what do you do when you steal something?
You get the F out of Dodge.
You run away. Run away. Run away.
Who was behind your push to win the tag titles?
You know what? I don't know that. I don't know that. But I do know that Sean always pushed for us. And I don't know if he knew. Look, I think when he felt like I got to get surgery on my back, then I think a decision was made to kind of hasten things up a little bit. But so I know Vince Russo was pitching for us too. Like, cause we were in his ear a lot. We talked to him a lot. And so, yeah, I don't really know who the one guy was, but I know if you're going to get put with two top guys, you need to start looking like top guys on television. And that's basically what these 3-4 months did for us was they just, like I said, we just made fun of people and then beat them. And then, you know what I mean? Like we were just running through people and making fun of them, and holy mackerel, like what are these guys doing? And so they were propping us up for sure. And whether it was for DX or not is I don't know. I don't know that, but I know once the decision made that Sean had to make, I know that's when we started running fast. So